Okay, that's right. Get ready. Dan Bongino talks about how we got to open the schools now.
That's right.
Joe, Joe, I'm not kidding. Can you imagine a worse strategy? I mean,
No.
I'm trying to think of like analogies here to make sense. How bizarre this is. It'd be like in Joe's old business. Listen, we don't like our radio audience. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep the show off the air for a month until advertisers start paying a higher rate. You'd be like,
that's a good one.
Is that it, right? We're not broadcasting anything until you come up with higher CPMs for ads. You'd be like, who told you this was a good idea? Who told you this? We're not teaching your kids until you pay us more. And by the way, if you try to send your kid to a competitor, we're going to shut them down too. They're making it even worse. It'd be like, we're not running a radio show till the advertisement. It's going to be nothing but white noise on the air. And by the way, we're boycotting our competitor. We're going to shut them down too. You can't even listen to them too. We're going to make sure they're off the air. Who told you this was a good strategy? Where did you get this? On what planet do you think this is going to work? I'm doing this fighting for the teacher. I'm not kidding. I love teachers. I always say, Miss Shortino. I don't even know if Miss Shortino is still alive. I love Miss Shortino. St. Pancras, my fourth grade teacher, she was great. She used to give me books I'd pretend to read. It was terrific. Poor lady, War of the Worlds. She gave me what's a Call of the Wild with Buck and everything. And I tell her I read them. I don't think she knew. She probably knew I didn't read them, but I just liked the free books. Swiss Family Robinson. But they were around, and eventually I picked them up and looked at them. I think. I actually read the Call of the Wild, probably 7 years later. But I loved Miss Shortino. She was great. Miss Gilfeather, I know she's passed. God rest her soul. She used to say, Dan, life's a bowl of cherries. Don't fall in the pits. It was genius. Maybe not Plato-like material, but it was genius when you're, 5 years old. Who the hell knows how, I forget what year. No, that was 5th grade, so I was older. They were great teachers. Sister Ellen was a little mean in 3rd grade. She wouldn't hesitate to give me the old her on the head. But listen, I learned a lot. I love teachers. I'm doing this in your best interest. I'm not kidding. You all are great. I read your emails. Your unions are failing you. They are destroying your brand. You have a brand. Everybody has a brand. I don't mean that in a mercenary capitalism sense. I mean, you need parents and you to be on the same team. And to be on the same team, your brand is selling the parents on the idea that you're producing value for their kids, is it not? That's what it is, right? We have a brand on this show. Joe said it, ironically, of all the marketing people I've ever paid, I swear on my life, we paid a lot of dough for marketing. Joe said it best to me one time. He goes, Dan, our show is everything you need to know in an hour. That was it. I loved it. It's it. Joe, that was Joe, not me. I didn't make that up. Joe did. He got no bonus for that either. It's a damn shame. This year, we'll have to give you a bonus end of the year. But that's our brand. Facts and the stuff you need in an hour, little over an hour for your ride home. That's always been our brand. Teachers have a brand. Send your kids to us. We're going to teach them the skills they need to succeed in life. Your brand isn't, don't dare send your kids to us as we extort you for more money. That's not your brand. Who's telling you that? That's not your brand. It's not good. Now, Paula's laughing. She was mad at me after my jingle. Now, it was a great jingle. Now she's back on Team Bongino. This is great. Showing you how this is based on nothing, by the way. We're going to keep your kids out of school until you pay us more. Here's the CDC director. This is a different clip from the one I played. It's the same guy, but different clip. This is Dr. Robert Redfield testifying in front of a committee saying, listen, I actually have a person in my family who's high risk, and I want them back in school too. There is no science to back up your assertions that you should be extorting parents for more money, keeping their kids out of school. Listen to the CDC director himself. Check this out.
I just want to reemphasize, because I don't think I can emphasize it enough. As the director of the Centers for Disease Control, the leading public health agency in the world, it is in the public health interest of these K through 12 students to get these schools back open for face-to-face learning. Mental health service, 7.1 million kids get it in school. Nutrition, we talked about. Reporting of child abuse, sexual abuse, mandatory in schools. The isolation that these adolescents are feeling that now is associated with increase, as you mentioned, increased drug overdose deaths and now increased suicides. I think it is really important. As a grandfather, 11 grandkids, I want these kids back in school. I have one grandchild with cystic fibrosis. I want it done smartly. Right? But I think we have to be honest that the public health interest of the students in this nation right now is to get a quality education and face-to-face learning, and we need to get on with it.
Folks, you just heard it right there. It's really time for the liberal hack media, you know, the PP tape hoaxers, who I know they're all about gaslighting and hiding Joe Biden and everything, get that. But you're sacrificing an entire generation of kids on the altar of liberal activism. It's time for you to start reporting on this and the disgrace that has become the teachers' unions, the total disgrace. It's time for you to tell the American people the scam that's really going. This is an extortion racket right now, based on no science whatsoever. All right, I teased this yesterday.